Charles Kelley. To the world, he's the smooth-voiced frontman of Lady A, the Grammy-winning trio behind some of the most iconic songs in modern country music. But behind the spotlight, behind the awards, was a man quietly spiraling. Millions knew his songs. Few knew his pain. This is not just a music story. It's a human story of addiction, of love, of failure, and the long road back. This is Charles Kelley, Redemption and Renewal. Charles was born on September 11, 1981, in Augusta, Georgia. The youngest of three boys, he grew up in a warm, close-knit family with traditional Southern values. His dad was a cardiologist, his mom a stay-at-home mother. But even in a house built on science and stability, creativity had its own room. Charles and his brothers shared a love for music early on, sneaking records, playing cassette tapes, mimicking artists like Vince Gill, Tom Petty, and Ray Charles. At age 11, Charles and his brother Josh started their first band, Inside Blue. They were kids, but they believed in it like it was a national tour. And honestly, that belief never really left him. He went on to study finance at the University of Georgia. But even as he buried himself in numbers and business classes, music kept calling. So in 2005, he packed up, left the spreadsheets behind, and drove straight to Nashville. Nashville is a city of dreamers. But Charles didn't just dream. He connected. He reunited with his old friend Dave Haywood, and through MySpace, yes, MySpace, he met Hillary Scott. The chemistry was instant. 3 voices, 1 heart. Lady Antebellum was born, and within a year they had a record deal. Their debut album dropped in 2008. It was big, but 2010's Need You Now? That was world-shifting. The title track topped charts in the US, Canada, and even Europe. It won 5 Grammy Awards. Suddenly, Charles was everywhere. Red carpets, award stages, magazine covers. But while the world was watching, something else was happening behind the curtain. Fame looks good in photos, but it's heavy in real life. Charles Kelley was touring constantly. Thousands of people screamed his name every night. But somewhere in the silence between cities and stages, alcohol became a companion.
I've accomplished everything I could do.
He
as an
said in later
alcoholic.
interviews, "I didn't drink to party. I drank to quiet the noise, to manage the pressure." Over time, it wasn't 1 drink at a celebration. It was 4 drinks at dinner, then 6, then 10. He started showing up late. He became irritable, distant. The man with the golden voice was drifting. Cassie, his wife since 2009, saw it. At first, she tried to help, tried to reason, but addiction doesn't negotiate. It lies. It manipulates. It isolates. And by 2022, their marriage was on the edge of collapse. In summer 2022, Charles and Cassie traveled to Greece. It was supposed to be a fresh start. But one night after a fight, Charles vanished. He went out drinking. Hard. Cassie had no idea where he was. Hours passed, then morning, then another night. That moment broke her. She packed her bags, told him, "I love you, but I can't do this anymore." That's when it clicked. Charles knew he was about to lose everything: his marriage, his son Ward, his career. So he made the call to rehab. In July 2022, Charles checked into a treatment center in Utah. It was quiet, unfamiliar, vulnerable, no press, no fans, no band, just him and the truth he'd been running from. He later shared that rehab wasn't a miracle. It was a mirror. He journaled. He cried. He had to revisit parts of his life he'd buried, but he also rebuilt. Lady A postponed their entire tour. His bandmates didn't blink. They stood by him. Dave and Hillary wrote him letters, encouraged him daily. Cassie visited with their son. Slowly, trust began to grow again. Charles wasn't just detoxing from alcohol. He was detoxing from fame, from pressure, from a false version of himself. In December 2022, Charles released As Far As You Could, a brutally honest letter to his old addiction. In it, he sings, "You gave me your best years, then left me alone." Fans were stunned. Many cried, because this was different. It wasn't just a song, it was closure. Today, Charles is back on tour.
I've freaking seen the highs, I've seen the lows. What else was I going to accomplish?
I think you should locate your husband before you leave that foreign country, you know? Like, sage advice.
You never told me that.
I need to do this for me. Like, if I don't do this work for me, I am gonna still run up against all of the things that are making this hard.
The most precious commodity in this world, which is hope.
Gosh, I was there and look where I am now.
Cried myself to sleep. Been writing songs about heartbreak, but that's the first time I actually felt it.
There's a reason for everything. There's not an excuse for everything.
I had to find out what I wanted to be about and who I was, what I'm even here for. Is it about making hit songs? I thought that's what it was.
I am worthy and I can trust myself. Being able to separate my love from what addiction is and how it can take anyone down.
Sober, grounded, smiling, present. He speaks out about quiet alcoholism, the kind that doesn't get DUIs or fights, but still takes over lives. He and Cassie announced their second child is on the way. A new chapter, a second chance. He says, "I didn't get sober to be perfect. I got sober to be real."
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Charles Kelley's story reminds us that success doesn't shield you from struggle, that love isn't always enough unless you fight for it, that healing is hard, but possible. He fell, but he stood up, and in doing so, he gave all of us permission to be human, to be honest, to begin again. This is Charles Kelley, and this is Redemption and Renewal. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. If you like this one, you will be loving this recommended video as well. Make sure to leave a comment about who should we make new video about.